Hey there. Hello. My name is Ochudo. I just thought to weigh in on this whole I have decided saga. I think the title of the song is No Turning Back. And there's been a lot of ruckus on the social media space and in the Christian community about whether or not the song is a good song. So the beef here is that some two gentlemen sang a song maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and it went viral. It went really viral, so that it became a TikTok challenge song, and it's been sung by people that some elders in the Christian community deem unfit to sing. So I remember when I heard the song, I was really excited. I loved the vibe. I played it for my kids, and instantly they took to it. And I remember because my toddler, he's 3 now. When he was 2, we're trying to wean him off Cocoa Melon. If you have a toddler, you know what Cocoa Melon is. We're trying to wean him off Cocoa Melon. And so my sister said, look, let's play them some of the slower songs that do not have a lot of color and sensitization and stimulation. So we found one of the albums, I can't remember what it, but in that song there was this, I have decided to follow Jesus. And we used to laugh at it because my toddler, I even have it on video somewhere, started singing that song, right? And we used to laugh and say, oh, my toddler is 2 years old and he has already decided to follow Jesus. Oh, we call him Daddy G.O. because my son is named, shares the same name with a very famous man of God. So I remember when I heard that song, I thought, this is exciting. I'm sure that there's a whole generation of people who wouldn't have taken to the old song who will take to this one. So you can imagine my shock when I stumbled on a video where the criticism for that song was so harsh and so strong. I was confused, because I can be quite modest in my interpretation of things, quite contemporary as well. And so basically I want everyone to express themselves, but I want it to be done and not laced with sexuality, which many times is what young people struggle with when they are building their faith. So the sexuality plays a very strong role in helping you, stay on if you're able to control that aspect of your life, you are not doing badly at all. So I remember when I watched the video, I was like, oh, it was just all fun and vibes and singing and energy and young people just gyrating and very vibrant, very lovely song. So I thought, oh, this was going to be great. My kids are probably going to love it. And this is me now trying to get my kids to listen to more faith-filled songs, right? So, of course, when I heard that man's criticism, I remembered back in the day, you see, someone like me, right? It took me a while to approach the things of God. I'm very skeptical and very intellectual. So I question everything, even till today. I don't join bandwagon thinking. I don't follow general. I just don't. I don't follow someone because he's a popular man of God for the sake of it. I don't just adopt an opinion simply because majority of people say that opinion is what they follow. I'm very inquisitive, very scientific, and I like to analyze things. So I've always been that kind of person. And so back in the days when we were growing up and my parents started going to, I didn't grow up in a religious household. So my parents started going to church when we were much older. And I remember thinking, I can't cope. I can't cope with the dry music. I can't cope with the unstimulating conversations. I can't cope with how they look. Like, really, like if I were to sit down and have a conversation, I'll just drop, I'd be meh all the time. So when I came to university, for a while, I wasn't religious and I didn't follow religious people, even though something in me was longing for that connection with God. And then one day I got invited to a very popular, back then, they used to call them Christ Academy, so very contemporary church group. I saw them from far, and they had that look of just the way this kind of energy, vibrant young people, looking nice, exposed, well-traveled. I love the energy. I want to be around fun people, not people that are so afraid of breaking the laws that nothing about them is fun. And we're like 19, 20, right? So I remember thinking, when I started going to the church, first of all, I was so shocked at the depth of the knowledge I was taught in that church, in the campus fellowship. It still is the foundation on which my whole faith is based on today. The things that we were taught, the way we were taught to pray and read the Bible, it completely changed my life. Yet people outside criticize us so badly. Why? Because I guess maybe we took more time to be contemporary in our outlook. We took more time to dress better. We took more time to dress, to speak, to create music that was not considered godly, did not sound churchy. And we wanted the music to enter places. We wanted the music and the all right, so we didn't sing like churchy music, and the kind of music we sang was not. We were heavily criticized for it because we wanted our music to enter places where natural church folk will not enter. You see, the mandate was we wanted to share the gospel of Jesus with everyone else, and we had this belief that there was a limit to which regular church folk would. I mean, I can never be caught in a clubhouse, because it's a sin, and stuff like that. So that's how we lived our lives. We made so much impact, and it completely changed my life. Today, I remember thinking how much I've come. And shout out to members of family worship, members of Christ Academy, and of course Pastors Fred and Andy, who laid the foundation for many of us who attended that Christian fellowship. So coming to today now, that's another version of the same thing that was happening way back then, where people who do not understand what the mandate is have criticized heavily what they believe. So the criticism of this song, I was trying to say, okay, is this something they said? Oh no, why did you think, the issues have been, why is his hair tinted? Let's forget that a lot of people in those kinds of churches dyed their hair as well, but usually dyed black. Like when my dad was younger and he wanted to keep his hair from graying fast, he dyed it black. If he dyed it, if he tinted it, everybody was like, oh, your hair is dyed, Or the fact that he wore an outfit that had drapes, I don't know, something dripping from it, something that we normally attach to our skirts these days. Why would he attach that to the arm of his sleeve? And if you travel to Texas, that's a traditional outfit that people from Texas wear. I don't know how that makes it wrong, right? So I just thought to weigh in on this because I see a lot. In fairness to the people who are criticizing, there's an outlook, a worldview that they have. A worldview is basically how you perceive the world, how you think it should be, and how you understand it based on what guides your value systems. Oh, we're supposed to dress this way, we're supposed to speak this way, and conduct ourselves this way. So once anything is different from you, you see it as wrong. So I was just thinking about it, and thinking about the story of Jesus. That back in the day, Jesus was not accepted by the clergy of his time. A lot of the things that he did were perceived as wrong, going against the values of the society or the beliefs that they had about God. Jesus was willing to interact with people who were not considered tax collectors, politicians, and prostitutes. They were hanging around Jesus because they felt like he kind of like didn't judge them. They felt like he understood them. And then most of them, once they came in contact with him, they didn't remain that way. You see, that's the whole aim, that people will come in contact with you and they won't remain that way. So this song now, coming now to this song, there's been a lot of criticism by that body for the song. Oh, the song is being sung by unbelievers. The song is being danced to by unbelievers. The song is being danced in an unbelieving way. The song is being sung by people who don't know what it means. Do you know how powerful it is for you to be able to sing a song that powerful? That is like pledging an allegiance without even knowing what you're doing. Do you know how powerful it is to be able to sing such a song? You may be singing it now, not even realizing what you're doing. For now, it's all fun and games, but do you know what you're doing to your spirit? Do you think anything is accidental? As you're singing that thing, it's going deep into your spirit and it's beginning to convict you. Little by one day, you'll just find out that you want to follow Jesus. Okay? And so be careful that you don't truncate the work of God with your tradition. There's a scripture that addresses that. Don't truncate the works of God with your tradition. It's okay. Look, listen. It's okay not to understand everything that God is doing. You won't understand it all. You will understand when you get to heaven. But right here, God will send a memo to A and a memo to B, and B will not understand what God told A, and B and A should just trust implicitly that God knows what he's doing, as opposed to just fighting themselves. Okay? I remember when I was young back then, I know how I mean, we're not born in the era of social media, but I can imagine if likes were a thing back in our day, it would have meant the world to us to know that we could rise to the top of whatever we were doing. For instance, these gentlemen now who are musicians, who could rise to the top of the platform and without having to compromise. Do you know what statement that says? Do you know what that means for a young person who is still deciding whether or not to do the right thing or not? Do you know how powerful that statement is? So please, I understand the vehemence. It's okay to be different, but please, we are not helping ourselves by fighting one another. We are better off understanding that we are different. Some people are tall, some people are short. Doesn't make any one of them lesser in God's eyes. That you sing a hymn which is influenced by American and European tunes, and somebody else sings a hymn which is influenced by Afrobeat tunes, does not make one superior to the other. So I just thought to weigh in on this. Everybody should cool down, calm down. We are all happy to follow Jesus. We have decided to follow Jesus and no turning back. None of us, even if you don't like me and you don't want me to follow Jesus, I will follow him. I'm sorry, I'm not answerable to you, So that's the mindset to have. I wish you all have a great week ahead of us. I just thought to weigh in on this, and it's been a while since I put a video out there. So I'll be seeing you guys around. Don't forget to follow Jesus and make sure you don't turn back.